Hello. Just have a quick-ish message for you today. I want to highly recommend a book that I'm reading right now, and I've heard a lot about. Dr. Sue Johnson is an amazing relationship expert, and she founded emotionally focused therapy for couples, people in close relationships, and her book is called Hold Me Tight, and it discusses kind of the origins of her therapy approach, and has a lot of content covering different dynamics that couples have, and a lot of like real life examples. And I'm doing the audiobook, which I really am into, and so just want to highly recommend it. She speaks to attachment patterns relating so much into our closest relationships, and how approaching conflict, misunderstandings, wounds from that standpoint with each other within relationship is just so profoundly effective. And so her approach is also referred to as EFT, not to be confused with EFT, which is another EFT, which is tapping, and that is another video I will do for sure, and that is about working with a lot of different emotional states through a series of pressure points, kind of based, it is based in Chinese medicine, that are being tapped in a certain sequence and certain way. Anyway, that's a side topic, but when I heard that Sue Johnson came up with EFT, I was like, no, she didn't, but totally different EFT. All right, enough of that. So I'm going to do a little card pull before we go. I've had some coffee this morning, which makes me a little more shaky. I'm gonna do another little shuffle here. Here we go. Okay, my glasses on. I hope everyone is doing okay today. And let's see. All right, thinking about this moment, thinking about everyone who has come across this message. What is the best card for everyone? What's the best message for everyone watching on this day, in this moment that they come across this little video? What is the best message for today? Getting stuck. What's the best message for today? It's kind of coming out. Since I've done several rounds, I'm going to take this one as a hint. Oh, I pulled this yesterday. This one is so lovely. It's Passion for Purpose, and I'm working with the Rumi Oracle deck, it's been one of my most sustaining, helpful decks in my personal life. All right, so this card is card number 2 for those who are into numbers, and again, it's called Passion for Purpose. Love like life flows through the heart. Feel the thrill of the flow and say nothing. Rumi. Do you yearn to find your way, to fulfill your divine destiny, to know the purpose for your presence within this sacred body of the Earth Mother? Your heart is questing for deeper meaning. It desires certainty as to your sacred tasks for this lifetime. Your heart wants to know why you were born, for what purpose. You must know that the answer to these questions is love. I bring you your answers straight from the heart of the universe. Be wild within your passion. Do that which stirs your soul, even when it makes you uncomfortable, especially then. For what is being truly alive, if not a decision to be open instead of resistant, to be wild rather than comfortable, so that at any moment we will be ready for the invitation of the divine beloved to come closer. I call to you now, the you that is beyond your mind, the you that the heart knows, the you that cannot deny life. To that you, I ask this question: what stirs the passion of your nature? Do that. Be that. As we grow on the spiritual path, so too does our ability to serve life, to serve love, to honor humanity, and to offer a contribution that is unique to us, that could only flow in this particular way through the quality of our own soul light. Every light holds its own beauty, and every light has a particular task to fulfill on the divine path of life. To help us remember this, lest we get too easily distracted by the pain and stress that happens in life, we were given a built-in reminder. That reminder is our passion. We may think that passion is not particularly practical. We may feel fearful that with passion there are no guarantees of success, or that we may even be throwing away a stable and secure life to pursue our passion. These are the fears of many a modern society, yet they are also misplaced. Life supports all beings based on their true nature. The birds are given air in which to fly, and fish are given water in which to swim. Plants are given light of the open plains, or darkness of the damp rainforest, depending on their needs for growth. Different flowers flourish in different environments. Bees have wings that are very small but powerful enough to move with such speed and rotation that their heavy bodies can fly. Each aspect of creation is given what it requires so it may become what it is meant to be, for its unique destiny to be fulfilled. So it is with humanity. Each one of us has something in our hearts that means something to us. It is irrelevant whether it seems practical or a recipe for success or not. We are simply meant to be what we are, to serve life faithfully from a place of honoring the truth of our nature, that which we genuinely feel passionate about, and to allow for life to naturally support growth according to our genuine nature. Where we get into difficulty is not bringing our genuine passions to life, for life supports this, but in learning to let go of attachment as to how that happens. We can struggle to free ourselves of the expectation we have to be something we're not. The divine path of love asks us to become conscious of and then unlearn the play acting of attempting to be a false self so that we may learn to simply love and accept our real self. We may even have a struggle on our hands to remember who our real self actually is for a time. Fortunately, there is pleasure in the journey of returning to passion that can make the process of self-discovery a sweet one. But we must be brave, even in the sweetness of that journey back to the real self. We must dare to believe that we are not broken, that we are not inadequate, or better off to be like some other person or some other person's view of how they think we should be. We must be brave enough not to believe in the layers of guilt and shame. We must be bold enough not to fear our passion. As we dive deep within and explore what really makes us tick, what makes us feel alive, we must be open, curious, and non-judgmental. That may be a subtle journey at first. We may feel as though we are looking in the dark, wondering if we'll ever catch a glimpse of the light of passionate meaning that we hope to find. That passionate purpose may at first be barely recognizable amongst all the should, cannot, or must do of our lives. As we stay true to the path, however, that light will become unmistakably clear. Our passion we were not alive. Our passion will reveal itself to us as essential as our breath. We would feel as though we were not alive without it. How can we have missed it all those years, perhaps all those lifetimes? It will seem so obvious then, burning so clear in our hearts that it cannot be more obvious, that we simply must live this desire, this passion, this purpose, or else spiritually perish into a shriveled up shell of a person, denying of life itself. No, that shall not be. Passion must and shall prevail. This oracle comes to you with guidance. You're being initiated more deeply into your life purpose. Your passion will reveal itself to you with more depth, nuance, and beauty than ever before. If parts of your life are dissembling or do not seem to be working out as you had planned, these are symptoms of this passionate revelation. Be curious and open to what presents itself in the wake of the falling away. Be ready for the journey within now. You are strong enough to leave behind the need for external validation, whilst you learn to validate yourself. In time, soon enough in fact, you shall reveal your innermost beauty and be witnessed and received, acknowledged for your innate value, purpose, and divinity. But for now, sweet beloved, dive deep, be defiant and determined to honor your heart so your deep passion may be witnessed by you and eventually naturally make its way into sacred expression in the world. If you've recently discovered a new talent or purpose, or have been dreaming some big dreams, this oracle comes to you with guidance and confirmation. You're excited. Follow that excitement. Let it lead you into your own heart truth and onto an ever more passionate path of purposeful living. I will say that this message in particular, all messages from cards I pull and synchronicities or advice people give me, I always say to take what really resonates with you and leave the rest. And I think that pulling cards and things of that nature are super helpful ways to help us tap into the subconscious. And to me, reading these helps me recognize the subconscious things, because I'm like, oh yeah, that lands for me in certain parts. The parts that landed for me a lot in this were what it takes for me to learn about myself and my passions. The parts that were harder for me with this though, and I don't usually speak about cards afterwards, just so you know. The part that kind of is a sticking point for me though, that I think is important to share with you, is how it's talking about our environment supporting how we're meant to unfold. Because I think nature does, in its purest form, support who we're supposed to be and how we unfold. Like the acorn becomes the oak, right? And also, I know that there are so many people in this world that if they read this message, it's just not even a reality for them because of their suffering due to systems and powers that be and things like that. So I just wanted to say that, and that this card really, really does speak to me as far as self-discovery and my way forward. And I am in a more privileged ecosystem that more supports how I want to unfold. I definitely come across issues from systems and not as much as other folks. But I just really appreciate you being here with me and taking what nuggets of truth fill your heart and help you find your path forward. Take care. Bye.